Okay, in the background you see there's a white Ford Mustang. That happens to be my buddy, Jeremy Anderson's. If anyone knows anything, it's all by hand. What's up everyone? Welcome back to Stance Brothers. We decided to take his car while he was away and do a bunch of modifications to it. We've got a brand new exhaust system inside the car here, a brand new spoiler. This thing right here, it's just all nasty and black. And other things we're gonna be doing is installing rear wheel spacers and front wheel spacers, as well as doing like interior lighting. We're actually getting new keys made for this thing. The original key is broken off inside the ignition cylinder. We're gonna be putting in a new air filter, as well as removing and cleaning the fog lights. We're gonna get this car looking dialed for him. Thankfully, it already has lowering springs on it. The ride height and the wheel gap is not gonna be too bad. He's gonna be so excited when he gets back. If he's not, I'm just gonna keep the car.
One whenever. Perfect. My plan is to cut these pieces off that go over the axle because you can't get this whole assembly in there. This flange is a little bigger than this one, and it has this little threaded bung thingy. But we're probably gonna cut this off about right here and cut this off about right here, weld it on there, and go with that.
One thing we do have to keep in mind, this came off of V6.
Right.
It's going on
We're gonna
V8.
make it.
We're gonna make it.
Geo.
I love that. Jose's getting ready to weld. It's gonna be sick, right, brother? Got the new spoiler dropped in. Looks so good. We literally got this for $80 off Facebook Marketplace. Very excited about that. Cool fact about the spoiler, actually, the lady we got it from, something happened with this spoiler and she took it off her car, wrapped it in a blanket, stuck in her garage. It was sitting there ever since 1996. So this is pretty sweet to kind of just pull it out of mothballs literally and put it back on a white Mustang. It looks so good. It's a crystal white color. Anyway, Isaiah's working on the exhaust, getting a lot done so far. We are just gonna do a sound check. Whenever you do an exhaust stuff, you always do an open header exhaust sound. You always do like kind of partial and then the finished product. So here's the midway. Whoa, that's so quiet. Let's go!
Okay, we got the front half of the exhaust in. Now we're putting this half in.
Okay, so if you're a Mustang owner, specifically an S95 Mustang owner, you know that in the back, the rear axle setup is pretty weird. It's literally shoved over to the left. Basically, it's noticeable, especially when you go to put wider tires, you're like, wow, the left side is sticking out farther to the left than the right side is. So what I've done is I've got some spacers installed here. We've got an 1.5 inch spacer on the left and then an 1 3/4 inch spacer installed on the right. And it turned out pretty good. Check this out. Can look down across there. It looks just inside, which is going to look good when the suspension is all settled out. This one as well, just inside. We're going with a 1 inch spacer on the front, pull it out pretty flush to right here. Okay, the exhaust is complete. Let's hear this. disassembled the entire ignition cylinder on the Mustang. Like literally took it apart, got a little thing and super glued the original key back together, went inside and got a new Ford key and a new Ilco key cut. Put it back together, worked the first time, even works in the door. This is the coolest thing ever. I can't believe that it worked.
Now see this? It says real cars shift themselves. We're gonna put this on here, but this is a joke. See, it's a joke because he drives an automatic and real cars don't shift themselves. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put it right here so that every time Jared gets in the car, he'll be reminded that he doesn't drive a real car, and that's the joke. It's get them hashtag special needs.
When we pulled up, I was like, the Mustang's not here. I guess Ben has it somewhere. You walked in shortly after. Then I was like, exhaust. They're doing exhaust. They did exhaust while I let him borrow the car. I was blown away. I had no idea it was coming. It just sounded good. It sounded like a muscle car again. This is what a car should sound like.
I love it. It's got a lot of things that I really wanted to do to it. It's 2 trillion light years better than it was before. It's got like old school 6.0 Power Stroke vibes, which you wouldn't expect out of a Mustang, you know? My list was exhaust was most important. I wanted to fix the key. I was fighting with that all the time. The driver's window didn't work very well, so that was huge, being able to get the window to go up and down normally. Favorite part about the car? The key is probably my all-time favorite part. Like, you don't really realize being able to just leave the key in there.
It was so fun, like Gracie and I trying to surprise you. It was amazing. Getting the opportunity to surprise Jeremy like this has meant so much to me. We've been friends for almost a decade now, and he's the one that got me into Mustangs to begin with. 4 years ago, he even gave me his original SN95 as a Christmas present. We shared so many amazing memories. Those late nights in the garage and the life-changing conversations we'll never forget. Cars are so much more than just a hobby, you know? They're an embodiment of friendship, a representation of the highs and lows, and a time capsule of memories that'll last a lifetime.